Andrew, I know this past year has been pretty eventful for yourself, not only, what's going on with the coaching staff, but, leaving the program and coming back.
Yeah.
I guess, what's your perspective of everything that's going on in the last couple of months?
So I think, especially guys that were here when Chubba was here, it's kind of something we've seen before, so it's a process we're kind of familiar with. I think Coach Norvell came in with a lot of fire and a lot of energy that I definitely think is needed. So I'm just very excited for the future.
Have you sat down with him and had a one-on-one meeting?
Yeah, yesterday I did, yesterday morning.
What was that like?
So the thing he emphasized to me was we want to win now. And one of my frustrations with the new kind of coaching switch was like, dang, they're going to be really good, and my senior year almost done. But he made it very clear that his goal is to win now, immediately, starting in January when he takes over. Things are going to change, so that's kind of fired me up as a senior. Of course, is what you want to hear.
Did he show any interest in kind of learning about what things were like for you guys the past season or two?
Yeah, so basically the way the meeting worked was the first half of the meeting, I talked the whole time. And he just kind of asked a couple questions here and there, just kind of to pry at things he wanted to know more about, but he just kind of let me talk about my experience here, my family life, and things like that. And so he kind of get more about me as a player, and then from there he opened up to any questions I had for him. So it was really kind of good back and forth.
Is it tough to talk openly about how things were? I mean, you have to kind of watch what you're pretty just forthright?
Yeah, pretty honest with him because, he's been pretty honest with us, and so I kind of, so far he's done, he has my trust, so I've been open with him.
You mentioned that he said he was going to make some changes. Did he, talk to you about what those changes would be?
He didn't go into too much of detail. He just told us, one thing he did mention to me is he said, no hats in the building, no hats, no earrings. So that's one just small thing, but he just said, definitely focus on discipline. So I don't really know too much right now, but I know it's probably gonna be tough, but I'm ready for it.
I know obviously it's still very early, but what, I guess kind of in your own research and then talking to him, what's your thoughts on just Coach Norvell and Coach Dillingham's system offensively?
I'm excited. Kind of the way he does the pro style with the tight end is kind of more similar to what I came here to run, and so that's kind of definitely exciting. There's more you get to kind of read the defense. It's definitely more run heavy. You can use the tight end to kind of gain an advantage, have an extra man running the ball, and if you don't have the right numbers, you can check the opposite way, hit him on the weak side. So I definitely think it's a more, like I said, it's a pro style offense. So that's what I kind of came to play and what I'm most comfortable playing.
Does it kind of ease some of the transition? I know obviously as a center, that's one of your responsibilities is aligning things up front. You've had a lot of switches with coaches and offensive coordinators, but with it being something you're kind of familiar with, does that kind of make it easier?
No doubt. That was definitely one of the big kind of relief and exciting things, and seeing it something familiar going into.
What's ball prep been like, especially with you're working with Jake, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, majority of the work, we've been working with Jake Reed, has been great. He's kind of been doing the team meetings with the O-line meetings, and then he's been kind of pulling guys aside, working individually, just anything you want to work on. Practice has been good. We kind of eased into it because obviously taking a couple weeks off, some of the guys are out of shape, and glad today we were in full swing. So we were full pads, full go, had one live scrimmage period, so we're getting after it.
With dealing with a full transition like that, where you're being coached by somebody like Jake, what's that like? I mean, does it take adjusting to, or is it not skipping a beat?
For me personally, the center, it was not a huge difference because he played center in college, so he worked with me and Bavion pretty much one-to-one, and Coach Clem worked more with the guards and tackles. But I think overall, I just think he just does a couple small tweaks, but we still do the same drills, same pace of practice, so it's not a huge difference.
As a player, do you follow or pay attention to recruiting or signing day and stuff like we had yesterday?
A little bit. So I was able to host a couple of the recruits, so I was obviously following them. And one of my good family friends, Chubba Purdy, I was following him pretty closely. Besides that, I usually don't check too much.
Cool to see Chubba get in the mix yesterday.
Yeah, I was very fired up. So I actually hosted him on his official visit. So him deciding to come here was just very, very exciting. Someone I've literally played turkey bowls with when I was 10 years old. And to go from the turkey bowl to Florida State is literally like a dream come true.
What's your background with him?
So my mom and his mom grew up together in California, went to the same high school, known each other for their whole lives. So literally since he was born, I've known him. And we used all our family reunions, everything. We just kind of always hung out.
When did you find out that they were going to recruit him?
So once the new coaches came in, Coach Dillingham, I think probably his second or third day being here, he came up to me and told me, he's like, "So I hear your boys with Chubba Purdy." I go, "Yeah." He's like, "A family friend. What's up?" He's like, "We need him." I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And I've kind of been following his career a little bit, but I'm not too close. And Coach Dillingham was telling me, he's like, "He's a ball player." I'm like, "All right." He's a good family friend. So I reached out to him, and it was a fun time hanging out with him.
Did you have your mom reach out to his mom, try to do some recruiting?
Yeah. Well, so actually, my mom knew of him coming on his official visit before I did. My mom called me. She's like, "Yeah, Carrie, his mom just told me they're coming to Florida State." So I was like, so I kind of knew I was hosting before I was even told that because of the whole situation.
What's it like hosting guys when there is so much change going on here? I mean, is it different than when, things have been established for a while?
So one message I've kind of kept clear to recruits is like, especially coming from my situation, like this is my third head coach I've seen. So you want to see this university and the guys on the team, how you fit there. Don't go anywhere for a coach because the coaches can come and go, and obviously that's the one who's heavily recruiting you. But the place you feel like you fit in with your family, and the place when you're walking around the campus, walking around the facilities, like, all right, I can see myself here. This is the best fit for me. That's where you want to go personally, and that's kind of how I chose Florida State. And throughout all the different transitions, it's worked out for me.
We saw a few young guys on the offensive line, but I know kind of with the offensive line in general, it's kind of a trend is you have a lot of young guys and there's not many guys with experience like yourself. I guess how important is it for you to kind of take on that leadership role and help those guys come
I think it's definitely important. I think we have a lot of young talent, which is exciting, but we just, like you said, we definitely need some guys like myself to step up and kind of show them kind of how to handle their business. And I think if we do that the right way, I think we're going to be dangerous. So that's exciting.
Yeah. You don't necessarily share anything personal, but like when you're hosting a recruit, like what kind of questions do you get?
So one of the main thing I really get is just kind of talking about how things are run, like how things go from not just from a coaching standpoint in football, but from school classes to academic tutors to what's the FIG like, to things like just like everyday things. Like, so what's the parking situation? Do they, easy things like that I don't even think about because it's just daily stuff. But for them, it's obviously going to be part of their whole new life.
How do you tell them the parking?
My recommendation, of course, is get a scooter because that's what I've done, and it's pretty fail safe because there's always scooter parking somewhere. So like easy to get around. In the cold, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but besides that, it's solid.
With all the change